Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to, well, it is VUX World, but it's a brief VUX World. You might be thinking, what are these chaps doing calling at me twice in one day? Well, we've got a rather special announcement, Dustin, have we not? Well, it's not an announcement, but it's what is it?
It's a marking of sorts. It's a reflection.
A reflection, that's a nice way to say it. Yeah, it is. So, and this is something I didn't know about, by the way, until somebody tagged me on LinkedIn this morning and said, congratulations on your anniversary. And I was like, what anniversary is that? What are you talking about? So anyway, it turns out that on LinkedIn, I marked my position as host of VUX World on February the 12th, 2018. And I went back through the podcasts, the long list of podcasts that we've acquired over the past year. And it turns out that 1 year ago today, we published the very first episode of VUX World.
Wow, it's a year already.
1 year already. And we published 4 on one day. And then the week after that, we published another one. And I think that was with, was that with Jan? It might have even been with... was it with Jan Koenig? I can't remember. But essentially, it had only been live about 2 weeks, and Dustin, you'd reached out after only 2 weeks and were brought in to the fold, literally, I think, on week 3, and that was it.
Yeah, I was at the Smart Voice Summits in Paris, and I said I should maybe check on Twitter to see what's going on. I almost never check Twitter. I haven't really built up my brand, so to speak. And I saw that tweet from you, and you were mentioning that you might be interested in having someone to speak to the technical side. I reached out, and look, here we are.
Unbelievable, that, isn't it? And I tell you, that come from, I think that was Jan Koenig, actually, that said, it was the first few episodes have been really good looking at design, but it'd be good to have someone on the technical side who knows what they're talking about technically. And that was what spurred that tweet. You reached out. Then I think it was either the Mycroft episode or the Storyline episode.
Yeah, it was Mycroft. I remember because I was traveling to Los Angeles, and so I was holed up in a hotel room, taking that very first call, and it's been a ton of fun. Kane, our next step is to actually meet in person. I don't know if our listeners know, but still a year in, and we haven't met in person. So, there's only a channel separating us.
That's unbelievable, that, isn't it? You wouldn't believe that. It's absolutely mad. But I think, it's been, the whole year has been absolutely fantastic. I'm just looking through the website now, scrolling through all of the different kind of people we've spoke to, all of the different types of content we've got. We've got usability testing, we've got kind of strategy, we've even got things like the one we did with Matt Hartman, the whole overview of the whole voice first scene from an investor's perspective. We've got Mycroft, we've done one, and we'll be publishing the first episode with the Alexa evangelists in a couple of weeks' time. We've had search engine agencies, we've had startups, we've had absolutely all kinds of different guests talking about all kinds of different stuff. And it seems to have just gone in a heartbeat, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's wild to think of, a year ago compared to now. I was at the Alexa conference a few weeks back, and most everyone there had heard the podcast before. Everyone was asking where you were, Kane. People are reaching out to us, and we're working with companies who, want to build their own voice experiences. So it's been great to see how this podcast has, attracted listeners and built a small community that's fantastic to hear from, while the entire voice community is growing as well. So I think we've been really lucky to be able to track the growth along with that.
100%. I think it was Sean Kanungo that said that what he likes about it is the fact that we're documenting an industry, or documenting the birth of an industry, I think he said. But it's more than the birth of an industry. It is that, but it's also not just documenting it, but it's figuring it out. I think that's what I like about it, is we've been figuring it out, and all the guests that we've had, every single guest that we've had has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of contributing to this, what is now a huge, I think there's something like 50 or 60 episodes there now. So everyone has contributed to this huge bucket of knowledge, and it's not just documenting the industry, it's actually figuring the industry out as it progresses.
Yeah, it's I keep saying this, but it's been just amazing, and it really does come back, I think, to the people who are listening to it as well. Kane, I think you and I could just talk, the two of us, for hours, but we record this and we do this on a weekly basis because we know people are listening to it, and we hope that people are receiving value out of it. And I think we receive value from that conversation we have with our listeners as well.
100%. That's the whole point. So this wouldn't exist if you're listening to this right now and you think that we're not talking to you. We're talking exactly specifically to you, that individual, whoever you are and wherever you are, all over the world. It gets listened to, and it is all about trying to provide value for you. And we wouldn't do this if you weren't turning up every week and listening. So genuinely, 100% from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Even if this is your first episode, thank you for joining this, what is a revolution, I think.
Yeah, the next year, the next multiple years, I hope, are going to be even better. So if you have been listening for a while, or like you said, listening for the first time, I hope you'll keep tuning in.
100%. We'll keep doing this for as long as this is the long game. I think we're playing the long game. It's not a case of, trying to. We haven't asked for any money off anybody. I've never even asked anybody to subscribe to this podcast. Never once have I said subscribe now. I don't think we've ever tried to, apart from, we've got sponsorships, and I think we mention your book every now and then, Dustin, and we vouch for every single guest that we have on, because they wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be asking them to join if we didn't really value their skill set and what they can ask. But, we're not doing this because we want anything in return. We're doing it because we love this space, absolutely fascinated by it. It's all I think about all day, every day. And the fact that people are tuning in to listen to us speak is absolutely phenomenal. So thank everybody so much. And the only thing I think that has developed really is that I think over the last year we have got a real deep understanding of this industry. We've both spoke at all kinds of conferences and facilitated all kinds of panel discussions and done a few workshops and stuff like that. And it's through no fault of our own, I don't think, but it seems to be that people do kind of have started reaching out to us, and they've started kind of asking about, where can we go to get kind of these voice experiences created and designed and developed, and how do we go about doing it and stuff like that. So the next phase, which is an exciting phase, is trying to turn that into something which we've started to do over the past few months, and will hopefully continue to do over the next few months.
Yeah, it's fantastic to talk about this, and each of us, we work on things outside of this podcast, but to be able to work on things that people have come to us to work on through this podcast is great as well. It really takes us out of our day-to-day, and it allows us to see all of these different things that people are doing, and it's really just mind-blowing, all the different things that people are attaching voice to, and really getting a glimpse into what might be the future.
100%. So we just wanted to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for turning up every week and for listening. And let's continue that for 2019. All the best. Until next week, Monday, it should be Monday or Tuesday. But until next week, regardless of when it is, it will be next week, as it's been every week since the 12th of February. Apart from the week when my baby was born, that was the only week we've had off. But it will be next week. So thank you again, and until next week.